The griffin, or griffin, ancient Greek, gamma rho upsilon psi, grips, classical Latin, grips or grippus 1 late and medieval Latin 2 griffes, griffo etc. Old French, griffin is a legendary creature with the body, tail, and back legs of a lion, the head and wings of an eagle, and sometimes an eagle's talons as its front feet. Because the lion was traditionally considered the king of the beasts, and the eagle the king of the birds, by the Middle Ages the griffin was thought to be an especially powerful and majestic creature. Since classical antiquity, griffins were known for guarding treasures and priceless possessions. In Greek and Roman texts, griffins and arimaspians were associated with gold deposits of Central Asia. Indeed, as Pliny the Elder wrote, griffins were said to lay eggs in burrows on the ground, and these nests contained gold nuggets. 4. In medieval heraldry, the griffin became a Christian symbol of divine power and a guardian of the divine. The derivation of this word remains uncertain. It could be related to the Greek word gamma rho upsilon pi omicron sigma grippos, meaning curved or hooked. It could also have been an Anatolian loan word derived from a Semitic language. Compare the Hebrew word for cherub. Most statuary representations of griffins depict them with bird-like forelegs and talons, although in some older illustrations griffins have a lion's forelegs. See below, they generally have a lion's hindquarters. Its eagle's head is conventionally given prominent ears. These are sometimes described as the lion's ears, but are often elongated, more like a horse's, and are sometimes feathered. Infrequently, a griffin is portrayed without wings, or a wingless eagle-headed lion is identified as a griffin. In 15th century and later heraldry, such a beast may be called an alkaki, or a male griffin. The Ophiuchus or Epimyku is another heraldic variety of griffin with the body and 4 legs of a lion, the head, neck and wings of an eagle, and a camel's short tail. It is sometimes wingless. Representations of griffin-like hybrids with 4 legs and a beaked head appeared in ancient Egyptian art dating back to before 3000 BC. 9 in Egypt. A griffin-like animal can be seen in a cosmetic palette from Hyrcanian Polis, known as the two-dog palette 1011, which is dated to c. 3300 to 3100 BC. 12. In Iranian mythology, the griffin is called shurtul, which means lion-eagle. The shurtul has appeared in ancient art of Iran since the late 2nd millennium BC. 13 shurtuls appeared on cylinder seals from Susa as early as 3000 BC. 14 shurtuls also are common motifs in the art of Luristan, the north and northwest region of Iran in the Iron Age, and Achemenian art. 15. Griffin-type creatures combining raptor heads and mammalian bodies were depicted in the Levant, Syria, and Anatolia in the Middle Bronze Age. 1617 dated at about 1950 to 1550 BC. 18 Early depictions of griffin types in Minoan art are found in the 15th century BC frescoes in the throne room of the Bronze Age Palace of Knossos as restored by Sir Arthur Evans. Bird-mammal composites were a decorative theme in archaic and classical Greek art, but became quite popular in the 6th and 5th centuries BC, when the Greeks first began to record accounts of the grips creature from travelers to Asia such as Aristides of Proconnesus. In Central Asia, the griffin image was included in city and animal style artifacts of the 6th-4th centuries BC, but no writings explain their meaning. Griffin images appeared in art of the Achaemenian Persian Empire. Russian jewelry historian Elena Neva maintained that the Achaemenids considered the griffin a protector from evil, witchcraft, and secret slander. 19 But no writings exist from Achaemenid Persia to support her claim. R. L. Fox 1973 remarks that a lion griffin attacks a stag in a pebble mosaic at Pella, from the 4th century BC. 2021 perhaps serving as an emblem of the kingdom of Macedon, or a personal emblem of Antipater, one of Alexander's successors. The Pisa griffin is a large bronze sculpture that has been in Pisa in Italy since the Middle Ages, though it is of Islamic origin. It is the largest bronze medieval Islamic sculpture known, at over 3 feet tall 42.5 inches, or 1.08 meters, and was probably created in the 11th century AD in Al-Andalus, Islamic Spain. 2223 From about 1100 it was placed on a column on the roof of Pisa Cathedral until replaced by a replica in 1832. The original is now in the Museo dell'Opera del Duomo Cathedral Museum, Pisa. Several ancient mythological creatures are similar to the griffin. These include the Lamassu, an Assyrian protective deity, often depicted with a bull or lion's body, eagle's wings, and human's head. Sumerian and Akkadian mythology feature the demon Anzu, half-man and half-bird, associated with the chief sky god Enlil. This was a divine storm bird linked with the southern wind and the thunder clouds. Jewish mythology speaks of the Zez, which resembles Anzu, as well as the ancient Greek phoenix. The Bible mentions the Zez in Psalms 50:11. This is also similar to a cherub. The cherub, or sphinx, was very popular in Phoenician iconography. In ancient Crete, griffins became very popular and were portrayed in various media. A similar creature is the Minoan genius. In the Hindu religion, Garuda is a large bird-like creature which serves as a Mount Vahana of the Lord Vishnu. It is also the name for the constellation Aquila. In medieval legend, griffins not only mated for life, but if either partner died, then the other would continue the rest of its life alone, never to search for a new mate. Citation needed. The griffin was thus made an emblem of the church's opposition to remarriage. Dubious discuss being a union of an aerial bird and a terrestrial beast. It was seen in Christendom to be a symbol of Jesus, who was both human and divine. As such, it can be found sculpted on some churches. 3. According to Stephen Fryer's New Dictionary of Heraldry, a griffin's claw was believed to have medicinal properties and one of its feathers could restore sight to the blind. 3 Goblets fashioned from griffin claws, antelope horns and griffin eggs, ostrich eggs, were highly prized in medieval European courts. 24. When Genoa emerged as a major seafaring power in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, griffins commenced to be depicted as part of the Republic's coat of arms, rearing at the sides of the shield bearing the cross of St. George. By the 12th century, the appearance of the griffin was substantially fixed. All its bodily members are like a lion's, but its wings and mask are like an eagle's. 25 It is not yet clear if its forelimbs are those of an eagle or of a lion. Although the description implies the latter, the accompanying illustration is ambiguous. It was left to the heralds to clarify that. A hippogriff is a legendary creature, supposedly the offspring of a griffin and a mare. In heraldry, the griffin's amalgamation of lion and eagle gains in courage and boldness, and it is always drawn to powerful, fierce monsters. It is used to denote strength and military courage and leadership. Griffins are portrayed with the rear body of a lion, an eagle's head with erect ears, a feathered breast, and the forelegs of an eagle including claws. These features indicate a combination of intelligence and strength. 26. Griffins may be shown in a variety of poses, but in British heraldry, are never shown with their wings closed. Heraldic griffins use the same attitude terminology as the lion, with the exception that where a lion would be described as rampant, a griffin is instead described as segriant. 27. In British heraldry, a male griffin is shown without wings, its body covered in tufts of formidable spikes with a short tusk emerging from the forehead as for a unicorn. 28. This distinction is not found outside of British heraldry. Even within it, male griffins are much rarer than winged ones, which are not given a specific name. It is possible that the male griffin originated as a derivation of the heraldic panther. 27. The sea griffin, also termed the griffin marine, is a heraldic variant of the griffin, possessing the head and legs of the more common variant, and the hindquarters of a fish or a mermaid. Sea griffins are present on the arms of a number of German noble families, including the Mestige family of Silesia, and the barony of Puttkamer. 27. The open kiss is another heraldic variant, which is depicted with all 4 legs being those of a lion. Occasionally, its tail may be that of a camel, or its wings may be absent. The open kiss is rarely used in heraldry, but appears in the arms of the worshipful company of barbers. In architectural decoration, the griffin is usually represented as a 4-footed beast with wings and the head of an eagle with horns, or with the head and beak of an eagle. Citation needed. The statues that mark the entrance to the City of London are sometimes mistaken for griffins, but are in fact Tudor dragons, the supporters of the city's arms. 30. They are most easily distinguished from griffins by their membranous, rather than feathered, wings. For fictional characters named Griffin, see Griffin surname. Flavius Philostratus mentioned them in the Life of Apollonius of Tyana. As to the gold which the griffins dig up, there are rocks which are spotted with drops of gold as with sparks, which this creature can quarry because of the strength of its beak. For these animals do exist in India, he said, and are held in veneration as being sacred to the sun, and the Indian artists, when they represent the sun, yoke 4 of them abreast to draw the images, and in size and strength they resemble lions, but having this advantage over them that they have wings, they will attack them, and they get the better of elephants and of dragons. But they have no great power of flying, not more than have birds of short flight, for they are not winged as is proper with birds, but the palms of their feet are webbed with red membranes, such that they are able to revolve them, and make a flight and fight in the air, and the tiger alone is beyond their powers of attack, because in swiftness it rivals the winds. 31. and the griffins of the Indians and the ants of the Ethiopians, though they are dissimilar in form, yet, from what we hear, play similar parts, for in each country they are, according to the tales of poets, the guardians of gold, and devoted to the gold reefs of the two countries. 32. Griffins are used widely in Persian poetry. Ruma is one such poet who writes in reference to griffins. 33. In Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy, after Dante and Virgil's journey through hell and purgatory has concluded, Dante meets a chariot dragged by a griffin in earthly paradise. Immediately afterwards, Dante is reunited with Beatrice. Dante and Beatrice then start their journey through paradise. Sir John Mandeville wrote about them in his 14th century book of travels. In that country be many griffins, more plenty than in any other country. Some men say that they have the body upward as an eagle and beneath as a lion, and truly they say sooth, that they be of that shape. But one griffin have the body more great and is more strong than 8 lions, of such lions as be on this half, and more great and stronger than 100 eagles such as we have amongst us. For one griffin there will bear, flying to his nest, a great horse, if he may find him at the point, or 2 oxen yoked together as they go at the plough. For he hath his talons so long and so large and great upon his feet, as though they were horns of great oxen, or of bugles, or of kine, so that men make cups of them to drink of. And of their ribs and of the pens of their wings, men make bows, full strong to shoot with arrows and quarrels. As when a griffon through the wilderness, with winged course o'er hill or moory dale, pursues the Arimaspian who by stealth had from his wakeful custody purloined the guarded gold. Griffins appear in the fairy tales Jack the Giant Killer, the Griffin, and the Singing, Springing Lark. In The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan, Percy Jackson, Hazel Levesque, and Frank Zhang are attacked by griffins in Alaska. In the Harry Potter series, the character Albus Dumbledore has a griffin-shaped knocker. Also, the character Godric Gryffindor's surname is a variation on the French Gryffindor Golden Griffin. Pomponius Mela in Europe, constantly falling snow makes those places contiguous with the Rifan Mountains so impassable that in addition they prevent those who deliberately travel here from seeing anything. After that comes a region of very rich soil but quite uninhabitable because griffins, a savage and tenacious breed of wild beasts, love to an amazing degree the gold that is mined from deep within the earth there, and because they guard it with an amazing hostility to those who set foot there. Romer 1998. Isidore of Seville. The Griffes are so called because they are winged quadrupeds. This kind of wild beast is found in the Hyperborean mountains. In every part of their body they are lions, and in wings and heads are like eagles, and they are fierce enemies of horses. Moreover, they tear men to pieces. The griffin is the symbol of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Bronze castings of them perch on each corner of the museum's roof, protecting its collection. 36-37. Similarly, prior to the mid-1990s, a griffin formed part of the logo of Midland Bank, now HSBC. The griffin is used in the logo of United Paper Mills, Vauxhall Motors, and of Scania, and its former partner Saab Group and Saab Automobile. The latest fighter produced by the Saab Group bears the name Griffin as a result of public competition. During World War II, the Heinkel firm named its heavy bomber designed for the Luftwaffe after the legendary animal, as the Heinkel He 177 Griff, the German form of Griffin. General Atomics has used the term Griffin I for its intelligence surveillance platform based on a Hawker Beechcraft King Air 35ER civilian aircraft. 38. The Griff statue by Veers Kalman 2007 in the forecourt of the Farkasheji Cemetery in Budapest, Hungary. Griffins, like many other fictional creatures, frequently appear within works under the fantasy genre. Examples of fantasy-oriented franchises that feature griffins include Warhammer Fantasy Battle Warcraft, Heroes of Might and Magic, The Griffin in Dungeons & Dragons, Ragnarok Online, Harry Potter, The Spiderwick Chronicles, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and The Battle for Westnoth. The Red Griffin Rampant was the coat of arms of the Dukes of Pomerania and survives today as the armorial of West Pomeranian Voivodeship, historically, Farther Pomerania in Poland. It is also part of the coat of arms of the German state of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, representing the historical region Vorpommern, hither Pomerania. Similarly, the coat of arms of Greifswald, Germany, in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, also shows a red griffin rampant, perched in a tree, reflecting a legend about the town's founding in the 13th century. Eagle and Leon meaning lion. Amusement parks. Busch Gardens Williamsburg's highlight attraction is a dive coaster called the Griffin, which opened in 2007. In 2013, Cedar Point Amusement Park in Sandusky, Ohio opened the Gatekeeper Steel roller coaster, which features a griffin as its mascot.